Hi, welcome to Drive With Care, the second video I'm knocking out today. I've done my shopping, so I'm going to do a drive that, you know, technically...
Pretty fast.
Turn the car on, the radio comes on. Technically, we all do. We're out and about, we go shopping, we go home. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm at Tesco's in Cheriton, and because I live somewhere near Dover, I'm going to go on the A20 dual carriageway into Dover. I will stop in Dover, but then I'll drive up the Jubilee Way and go home, because I live up that way. Don't need to watch me going home, do you? Because you'd be bored out your wits. But yeah, just a normal, casual drive from shopping to home. So coming out of the supermarket, giving way to people parking their cars, which we don't lose our temper over, or impatience, because we all do it. You know, we find a spot and we want to park, and then somebody else is, you know, waiting for us. So I'm including all of this because this is what we would anticipate and see. I'm watching out for pedestrians walking in and out of cars. There's a kind of pedestrian footway here. I wouldn't call it a zebra crossing because it's on private land, right? So yeah, lots of give and take really when you're driving around supermarket car park. Everything changes within seconds. You just got to keep your eyes peeled and observe everything that's going on. So I'm going to get out of here, go down the Cheriton High Street, up the approach road onto the M20. In fact, we join the M20, don't we? Yes, we'll do a little bit of motorway and then dual carriageway. And let this car out. Do unto others, right? I'd want him to let me out if I was queuing up. Tell you what, I think my clutch is playing up. It's not slipping or anything, but when I depress the clutch, it makes a kind of vibrating noise. Don't know if it's picking it up on the audio. I'll give you an example. So there's no noise. Noise. No noise. And no noise. Mass flywheel, is that the thing that comes to mind? Do I drive it until it breaks down completely, or do I get it down to the garage to have a look? There's always one thing after another, isn't there, with cars? So once get into the left-hand lanes here, the traffic lights divide the road. I'm going to go right at the top, so I'm sticking in this lane, because as soon as I join the dual carriageway, I'm in the right-hand lane to go around the roundabout. Watch out, lads, it's the Rozzers. I'm always reminded of James May when he does that. Gosh, he's really cruising. That's a police car. Filter into this lane, jump on the M20. We're in a national speed limit zone already, so I can get up to, well, technically 70. So that's it, I'm hitting 70. I didn't realise I've got a toggle button on this car, and on the display screen where you normally have how many miles you've got till an empty tank, what's your average fuel consumption, all that kind of stuff. As I turn the little dial, it can display kilometres per hour. And I was saying to James the other day that had we taken this car, because I had envisaged taking this car to Europe, I would have had to put little stickers on my speedometer area, because it doesn't actually display kilometres. I'm moving out into this lane to allow the cars to come on. But actually, it does the equivalent of kilometres per hour as you're driving, so it's really quite good. So I leave it on there now, so that I'm aware that 110 kilometres is about 68 miles an hour. I can't test the 130 because we're not allowed to drive 85 miles an hour, are we? But you get the drift. Clear road ahead. Whoop, whoop. We have got national speed limit and no stopping any time. Slip road, nothing coming on. Yes, there's something coming on, but I'll get by before he comes tearing past me. Right, we have a couple of things of note here. Queues likely, and that's if there's congestion at the port of Dover, so then they stack up the trucks, so you might be aware of that. And then here it says average speed check. Now what this means is they've got cameras along this road, and there's the two speed gantry things, and they're dotted along as reminders. There's another one on the left there. If they're not lit, you can do 70. The moment they are lit and they've got a red circle around them telling you what speed you've got to drive, you'd better drive that speed. Because if it says 40, those cameras are going to catch you. But at the moment, they're not on, so we can do 70. That was a comment that was dropped. I'll display it on the screen here. Someone needed a little clarification on that. And that's my understanding. If it's illuminated, you obey that speed. Otherwise, it can be ignored. We've got a fine mist coming in off the coast. I'm having to put the wipers on. High winds for 3 miles. So I moved down because I'm anticipating that Mercedes going slow, and it looks like he's speeding up again. Don't you hate that? It kind of like, because it kind of forces you to go in and out and in and out. Into my lane, but I'm aware that there may be cars coming off the slip road, but it's actually empty. There's a broken down car there. Or he stopped to eat his packed lunch, because it's not officially a motorway, so I think we did see a no stopping at any time though. Footpath crossing for half a mile. Still got 1 more mile on the high winds. We've still got queues likely. Someone racing for their ferry. Sorry, I was drifting. Entering a 40 zone, get that speed down. Always seems to be a bit of construction going on at the port, but I wonder also if it's not construction, it's just the cranes used for loading and unloading the ships. It's nice that they're using the port again after all these years of it laying dormant. I stood on that bridge that we're just driving under to do some night photography. It's a great aspect looking down on the roundabouts. I'll leave a link here if you're interested. Trail lights or light trails. I always call them trail lights, but you can do light trail photography up there. Where shall I stop, people? Shall I stop down at the marina? I've had to get in lane just in case people want to overtake me, because I'm taking the next slip road on the right here. We'll go into Marine Parade. Just to make it interesting. 13 minutes on the video. That's not bad. It doesn't take long to get to Dover from Folkestone. 30 mile an hour zone. Stop when a light shows. I think that's for the new crossing. It probably applied to this old one. But I don't know if this bridge moves anymore. It doesn't. Oh, they filled in the marina there. There's no need to have it there, I suppose. They've reclaimed it. Looks like a little coffee shop they've made out of the clock tower. Classic car alert. Lovely Rover. What's that, P6, people? The castle's all shrouded in mist. I don't suppose there are many visitors up there today. It does look rather pleasant though, doesn't it, this crescent? All posh and done up. I think I'll pull up behind this Volvo to conclude the video. No major hazards really, just a jaunt down the dual carriageway because I thought it would be interesting. I never seem to see many hazards when I'm driving. Maybe I need to choose a different location, or maybe it's just a case that I'm actually surrounded by good drivers. There are lots of them. There are a few. It's my Scottish upbringing saying there's a few. There are a few drivers that, I'm not going to say let the side down, because we all do it. You lapse of concentration. You know, you're speeding when you shouldn't be speeding. You're not indicating when you should be indicating, all that kind of stuff. And so it's for us to be aware and actually to think for these other drivers so that we ourselves don't end up in a collision or something. So there you go. That's my thoughts for the day. Thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll start getting some more UK drives knocked out. Feel free to drop a request if you want me to go a particular place in the nicest possible way. Hey Tudor, why don't you just off? And I get a few of those comments, so have no fear, I just block people. Anyway, thanks for watching, bearing with. I'll see you in another video. Bye for now. Drive with care.